Hi everyone, Alex here from Sun Dreams Farm, talking today about our Black Pearl mushroom grow kits. Black Pearl, Black King as some people like to call them. It's a cross between a king oyster and a European oyster. Give you these beautiful kind of charcoal marbled caps, tender white stems. They're really tender, delicious, versatile mushroom. And so when you first get your kit, go ahead and take the block out of the box and store it anywhere. Room temperature is great. Keep it out of direct sunlight, and below 70 degrees is ideal. For this stage, if it gets up to 75, it's not a big deal, but as we get farther, you're going to want somewhere in your home or outside that is upper 60s to just below 70 is really great. If when you get your kit, it looks like this, you're going to have to wait about 2 weeks before going to the next stage. These spots of sawdust have not been colonized yet, and these white spots are that mycelium that's starting to run through the sawdust. So if it looks like this, stick it on a shelf, out of direct sunlight, upper 60s to low 70s, just wait for it to colonize. Once it's totally colonized like this, there's no spots of sawdust that have not been covered by this white mycelium, then I'm going to go ahead to the next step. So that's going to be our first cut. Grab any clean, sharp blade, and just make a little nick in one of these corners. Go ahead and pull the top of this bag apart a little bit, making a nice little airspace on top of this. And that's going to create a little humid environment where the mushrooms are actually going to start to grow on the top of this block. Now, at this point, 60s is really ideal. 70s is you're going to be able to see lower success rates, especially not great heavy thin sets like these. So if you can do anything, even if it's just sticking outside at night, if it's getting down to like 65, stick it outside at night for a couple days, and then I'll start to trigger that next stage, which is pinning. So in a stage, if you want, you can spray your little bottle in there once, twice a day, but that's such a small hole, you're really not losing much moisture yet, so it's not that necessary. Now, once you can actually see inside, there's tiny little mushrooms starting to form. This will be a week, maybe 2 weeks after, and they're going to start like this guy. Just little blobs with little caps on top before they get to this stage. And when you can see inside the bag that they're looking like that, that's your sign that you're ready for the next cut. And if you don't get it in time and they start to look bigger, that's also fine. But that next cut that we're going to do, so we've already got a nick on the corner where they'll let us open the sides. Now we're going to cut up the side. This is just like the Pioppino blocks. On each side, from the base up to the top. Now that makes, so we have good airflow inside, but it's also keeping plenty of humidity in here. Now once, maybe twice a day, just mist pretty heavily inside here. Aiming to really saturate the walls of this plastic top to maintain that high humidity. About a week goes by, you're going to start to get to this stage where they're all getting to be that size. Now at this point, you're going to want to be spraying once, twice a day. And if you want, not if you want, at this point, cut the top all the way open. And if you want, you can actually fold these sides all the way down to expose more of it. You're going to have to spray more often, though, if you're in a dry house. If it's summertime on the East Coast and everything's humid, you probably don't have to spray that much. But winter, you got heat running, the house is like 30% humidity. So you're going to want to mist at least twice a day, if not more often, to maintain some humidity. If you see low humidity, you'll get cracks in the caps, and they'll probably outgrow it because they're such an aggressive mushroom. But they will grow not as well. When you get done to your last week, you will start to get these beautiful mature mushrooms, and these are ready to harvest. To harvest, we're just going to pull clusters right off. You can see a little bit of the substrate stays attached, and we'll trim that off, and everything else there will get used. Just like other kits, I really don't recommend trying a second flush inside. It's possible to be successful, but your house is going to dry it out. You're just not going to get a great yield. So I really recommend taking it bury the block, take it out of the plastic, bury it in the garden, top it with wood chips. Under a shady tree is great. And then when the conditions are right outside, it will grow again. So yeah, enjoy.